Hey guys, welcome back to Sunday Potluck. I'm going to be making a recipe out of the second edition of the HHHOOOOTTTT cookbook. It's called 3-cup chicken, Chinese style. So this recipe was given to put in the cookbook by a woman named Wendy. And the note on here says this recipe was created by Grace Lynn and is available at chinese.food.com, recipe 3-cup chicken. So if you want to see how it's actually made by a professional person that actually made it, go there. But this is how I'm going to make it, which is I'm following her recipe. So it's like she's doing it, but not really. So I don't know. It's confusing. But anyways, let's get to it and see what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to, it says we need 2 pounds of chicken. Or chicken thigh pieces cut up, chicken breast or chicken thigh pieces cut up into bite-sized pieces, but so that I don't have to get a whole nother cutting board, I'm gonna go ahead and cut up my scallions. Now I looked up what the difference in between scallions and onions is. Y'all, there's not a difference. These are scallions, these are green onions, because I've always heard, you know, scallions or green onions. I don't know why they don't just call them the same thing. I think it's just to be fancy. I know scallions sounds a little bit better. This says cut up 1 cup of 1-inch section scallions. So that's about 1 inch, right? I don't know, maybe it's not. We're gonna say that's 1 inch. I was gonna dice them like that, but we'll say this is 1 inch. So, but I guess it's just to be fancy, saying, you know, scallions instead of green onions. I don't know. I don't know what the difference is, but maybe if any of y'all know what the difference is, you can tell me. Some of these just don't look pretty. They're like, I got these scallions a couple of days ago, so they're kind of, some of them are a little, ugh, I don't know. So, okay, so let's do that. So it'll be 1 inch. Let's say that's 1 inch, that's 1 inch, that's 1 inch. And I already washed these. So, that's there. So we'll just do that. So there's my cup of 1-inch scallions. Okay, so now I can get to cutting the chicken, which y'all know is my least favorite thing to do because I don't like cutting chicken because it just feels gross. So, I think that's all I have to actually cut up is that. Yeah. So, let me get this out. Chicken. Ugh. Okay, so this is a little over 2 pounds of chicken, which I don't think is going to be a problem. You know, because like I said earlier or before, we have a family of 6, so this chicken or this will get eaten. Like everything gets eaten in my house, leftovers and whatnot. So we're gonna call those bite-sized pieces. I tried cooking this the other day and something went wrong, so I had to stop and regroup. So I'm kind of familiar with this recipe just a little bit. I talked to Miss Wendy the other day at church, and I told her that I was going to be making this dish this week, and she was like, oh, that's great. She said they had it earlier that day, actually. You'll hear my old dog in there. Anyways, so, and I asked her because this recipe calls for Thai basil, and rice wine. And I couldn't find Thai basil at the grocery store, and I couldn't find rice wine. And she said that they don't use Thai basil because it's too strong. And so she just uses regular basil. And she told me that I could use white cooking wine instead of the rice wine. So that's the alterations that I've got right now. And also I couldn't find ginger root, like the actual ginger. So I got some ginger paste, and I'm hoping that I have enough, because like I said, I started cooking this earlier the other day, and something went wrong. We ended up having to throw it out. Something was wrong with the chicken. But anyways, I had to throw it out, and we just had pizza for dinner, because you know, sometimes that's what happens. You start cooking a recipe and it doesn't go according to plan, and then you just have to fall back and punt and make something that, or order pizza, which is what we did. So, and there have been a few times where I've cooked the recipe and I'm like, this doesn't taste good, or doesn't taste right, or whatever, and we ended up not eating it. I mean, we tried to like it, and just, you know, people's taste buds are different than other people's taste buds, and that's okay. So anyway, so you just eat a corn dog. Or sometimes we like something, and my husband and I will like something, and the kids won't like it, and so I always have a stash of corn dogs down in the freezer, or ramen noodles. If you don't like what I'm cooking, then I'm not making anything else, but you're more than welcome to cook something if you want. But I'm not cooking nothing else. So most of the time my daughter will usually eat a salad, or they'll eat, you know, throw some corn dogs in the air fryer or something. And then I've already, you know, then I've got lunch for tomorrow, because they didn't eat what I cooked the night before. So bonus. Especially if we liked it, then you got lunch and you don't got to worry about it. So, and then they get really mad if we decide to eat leftovers and have that for dinner the next night, because then, you know, then they got to eat corn dogs twice in a row. But my rule is you have to at least try it. So if they try it and they don't like it, then that's one thing. But if they don't even want to try it, then, you know, that's a different story. So, all right, I'm going to wash my hands and get my sesame oil. You need a third of a cup. Yeah, a third of a cup of sesame oil. And so I'm going to get that going in. Okay, so I've got my third of a cup of sesame oil going. And now the recipe calls for 20 cloves of garlic minced. So, last time I did like dried minced garlic, because I didn't have a garlic press, and I don't know if it burned them. I don't know. So I decided I'm just gonna go buy a garlic press, because there was a couple of other recipes that I did that require garlic presses. So I've never really used a garlic press, so I'm hoping that it's kind of self-explanatory. But I'm not really sure. So it calls for 20 of these things. So 10, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh, that was cool. Okay, so I got 20 of these. I'm going to press it in here. And y'all don't laugh at me, because I've never used one of these things before. I wonder if I could do like 2 or 3 in here at a time. You think? Well, that makes no sense. Okay. That's not a whole lot of garlic. Maybe I didn't do it right. Maybe I could put 2 in there at a time. I don't know. That's still, maybe that's why it calls for 20, because there's not a whole lot. Okay, so let me get a, it's weird. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Okay. Yeah, let me get a knife. Okay. So this is confusing, y'all. Like, whoo, this almost as bad as onions. So you gotta do this every single time? Or am I doing this wrong? Y'all, somebody who knows how to do that, y'all let me know what I'm doing wrong, because I feel like I'm doing this all wrong. It's just weird. Like, maybe it's just the, I don't know. Y'all help. Okay, so help me out, guys. Should I just do one at a time? I feel like that's a waste of time. Just doing one at a time. Especially when it calls for 20. I don't know. So it says this has got a self-cleaning thing. That thing right there. I was like, what is that for? But it says you, I don't know. There were no instructions. I guess you got to be smarter than the garlic press, and I don't know that I am. I don't know that I'm not, but I don't know that I am. So maybe if I just did it one at a time. See, that didn't look like it gave you enough. Maybe if I just did it one at a time, I would get more garlic out of the thing. You think? I don't know. Let's try it one at a time. It's still not a whole lot. So maybe whenever I did the dried one, it was, I don't know. Maybe when I did the dried one, it was way too much garlic, because it looks like I put a lot more garlic in than what I did right here. You would think that it would come with like a scraper thing or something, that you wouldn't have to clean off the garlic. I don't know. So, making a mess. But guys, cooking is all about making messes and having fun and trying new things. Like, the only Chinese dish I've ever cooked is, well, like fried rice, and that, you know, probably wasn't a real recipe. That was probably just out of a bag or something. I don't know. So, which is, again, why I'm really liking doing these videos. Oh, and okay, so the other day I had a comment, and I might have put this on another video as well. I had a comment from a lady asking if she could get these cookbooks. And so I have no idea. I had no idea. And so I got a hold of our women's ministry at church, and they were like, yeah, we can definitely do that. And so I'll put a link to our church's website in the description. Guys, if y'all want one of these cookbooks, and now the first edition one is not available, but the second and the third editions, I think that they do have copies of them left. So, as of now. So, if you want one, just contact the church office on the website, and they can get you hooked up. So, I thought that was really cool. Okay, so I've got, oh man, I forgot to cut up the peppers, and these peppers, y'all, are spicy. I had, okay, let me think what I'm doing. I'm sorry, I'm backwards. Okay, so, I need another cutting board. Here we go. And I need another knife. Okay, so, these peppers, I looked them up on, it says that I need 2 of these peppers, but I looked up these peppers, and these peppers are Serrano peppers, and I'm probably saying it wrong, but Serrano, Serrano, Serrano peppers. It says to thinly slice 2 Serrano peppers, y'all. Whenever I looked this up, Serrano peppers are hotter than jalapenos. I don't do spicy. Like not at all. Like if it's, I don't do spice. And so when I looked up and saw that these were like way hotter than jalapeno peppers, this is not a very good knife. When I looked up and saw that these were hotter than jalapeno peppers, I was like, yeah, I'm only doing 1 of those. And I cut one of these up the other day, and I could like taste after I washed my hands like all day long, I still had the pepper on my hand. Guys, I don't do spice. So I kind of want to get all the seeds out, because I hear that that's where most of the spice comes from, is the seeds. But that would take forever to get all the seeds out of there. Ooh, these burning my eyeballs. Okay, so I'm just gonna get the seeds out of a few of them. See if that works. Okay, I don't know. I'm just not gonna dump all the seeds in there. So, okay, so it says to heat up the sesame oil in a wok or a large skillet. I don't have a wok, so I'm using the large skillet. So that's what I'm doing. I'm gonna wash my hands. And then after the oil is heated up in the wok or the skillet, you put in the pepper and the garlic, and you cook that. It says to cook that for a little bit until it's fragrant. So it says cook it for about 2 minutes until it's all fragrant. So I think I'm done over here cutting up everything, so I'm gonna take y'all to the stove. Okay, so I'm gonna assume that this is hot enough for the garlic and the, yeah, there you go, the garlic and the pepper. Okay, so it says heat the sesame oil up in a wok or large skillet, add garlic and ginger. Oh, yeah, add garlic, ginger, and serrano pepper. So I gotta get the ginger. I forgot about that. And it calls for, let's see, it calls for 2 slices of freshly done ginger. And I used about half of this tube the other day. And this is a half a tablespoon. So that's a full tablespoon. So I'm gonna, let's see if I can get 1.5 tablespoons out of here. I don't know if I can. And we're just gonna call that good. Cause next time I make this, I will find ginger. If I have to get it from Miss Wendy, I will find it. So stir this all around. Okay. And peppers. I'm getting in my eyeballs. Okay, so I'm gonna set my timer for 2 minutes because it says to cook this about 2 minutes, and then add the chicken. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll just wait for that to do, and we'll be back. Okay, so it's been about 2 minutes. I'm gonna add the chicken pieces to this, and let that cook. She said let that cook until the chicken is white in color, about 5 minutes. So I'm just gonna put this all in here. Oh, I'm holding my hand up like that. It's weird. So, and then while this is cooking, I'm gonna add the rice wine and the soy sauce and the sugar together. So I'm gonna give that a quick, this piece. Give this a quick stir. And then it says it'll take about 5 minutes to cook. Okay, guys, so I'm going to confess something. Because if you've never cooked with ginger, I've never cooked with ginger, so I didn't know that. When I tried to make this last week, we do have a dog in our home. And my kids help with the dishes. I'm going to just preface with that. Okay? And so sometimes I have to wash the dishes before I use them, even though the kids have already washed them. So, I saw hair, like little bitty hairs, and we have a yellow lab, and I saw what I thought were hairs in the chicken. And so, at this point, and so I stopped doing it because I was like, I'm not going to eat that. There's dog hair in there. So, this time, whenever I started this recipe, I was like, okay, I'm gonna make sure that the pan is super duper clean and all of that. And okay, so perfect example right here. So I don't know if y'all can see that. We'll back it up a little bit. That right there, I thought that was dog hair, and so I kept picking them out, and I was like, what the world? Y'all, it's the ginger. Ginger is stringy. So I threw out a whole pan of all of this stuff that I had already up to this point. And I mean, it looked like this right here whenever I threw it away. But I didn't realize that ginger was stringy. So, and that it had those little hairs in it. So, if you get to this point and you have a dog or cat in your home and you're cooking, it might not be, I'm not saying that it's not dog hair or cat hair. I'm just saying it might not be dog hair or cat hair. So, just know that. So, I'm going to let this cook for about 4 minutes. I'm stirring it. And I'm going to add my soy sauce and my white wine. Right here. It's 1/3 cup of rice wine, and she told me I could use cooking wine, so that's what I'm doing. So 1/3 cup of that, and 1/3 cup of soy sauce. But y'all, I thought I was losing my mind. We had to, like I said earlier, we had to order pizza because I thought that I had done messed up. I don't know, I'm crazy anyway, but just know that. So if you're cooking with ginger and you've never cooked with ginger before, there are little strings in there. So don't flip out. Okay, so I'm needed to add sugar. I need 3 tablespoons of sugar. So, 1, 2, and 3. And then it says to mix that up, stir that up. And I used my little whiskey thing earlier. So now I just gotta use a regular whisk, and I like using my little whisk because it seems like I can get in there better with that. Okay. So I'm set that over here until this chicken is cooked. You know, it smells so good. My husband was in the bedroom with our daughter, and he came out and he was like, "Are you done? Because it smells delicious." He says it smells in a good way. So I'm like, yay. Okay. So let that keep cooking. And I'm just gonna let this keep cooking, and when this gets done, I'll come back. That way I don't have to sit here and watch the chicken cook. Okay, so Miss Wendy said to cook this until it's white in color, but not done. I mean, it doesn't say cook it until it's done, because we're gonna cook it for another 30 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the says cook until it's white in color at about 5 minutes. Stir together the soy sauce, the wine, and the sugar in a bowl. You pour it over chicken, and you bring that to a boil. So, sugar out of there. Maybe that sugar takes away some of that heat, because I know that sugar does take away heat. So maybe that is what that does. Okay, so it says to bring this to a boil. So I'm going to turn up my heat just a little bit on there, and I'm going to bring that to a boil and then cook it for it says let cook uncovered until sauce thickens, about 30 minutes. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, I can't read, y'all. Okay. It says to bring it to a boil and then turn the heat down to low, then cook it uncovered until the sauce thickens, about 30 minutes. So it's starting to boil now, so I'm gonna let it stir thingy spatula. I'm gonna let this really come to a boil, and I might have to cook it a little bit longer because the chicken, I mean, surely that chicken will get done in 30 minutes, right? I don't know, maybe I goofed. I don't know. We'll see. We'll make sure that the chicken is done before anybody eats it, I guarantee you. Okay, so that is coming to a boil though. So, I'm going to turn down the heat to low. Yeah, I'll turn it down to low. It's like at a 2, low to 2. And cook that. Go ahead and set the timer for 30 minutes. I've also got, it says to serve it over steamed rice. I don't know how to steam rice, so I've got rice, just rice cooking in the in a pot. So we're gonna eat this over rice. So I'm gonna let this go for about 30 minutes and then we'll come back. Okay guys, while my helper's back in the kitchen. So while that is cooking, I'm gonna show you this little tip that I learned. If you take your scallions or green onions or whatever and you store them in aluminum foil, just roll them up in aluminum foil, they are, they'll last longer in the, well, you can't see what I'm doing. If you wrap it up in aluminum foil, it'll last longer in the refrigerator. So you just do that. And I did this the other day and I forgot I had some in there. And like I hadn't bought onions in, I can't tell you how long. And they were just at the point of where they was not any good anymore. So, so it does last. I don't know how long it lasts, but it does last. So that's a good tip. Okay guys, so the timer just went off for my chicken. So, I actually turned the stove off, don't know why. Oh, wrong one. Okay. Helps if you turn the right burner on. Okay, so that's been cooking for about 30 minutes, and then it says turn the heat back up to high and add the basil and the scallions. So there's my scallions. It's my cup of scallions. And then I did not realize, I thought it said 2 tablespoons of basil, but it said 2 cups of basil. And I had gotten this this basil that is lightly dried, and it says that 1 tablespoon of lightly dried basil will replace 2 tablespoons of fresh 2 tablespoons of fresh basil. But I only got 1 of these, and I measured this out, and it is about a 1/2 cup. So that means it would replace 1 cup. So I should have gotten 2 of these. But since I only got 1 of these, I'm only going to put 1 of these in here. So there's a little less basil in here than what should be in here. So we'll see. So this says to, that's a lot of basil. No wonder Miss Wendy said that that was strong. The Thai basil was strong, because that's a lot of basil. Okay, so and it says to turn the heat back up to high and cook for another 2 minutes, and then to serve it over steamed rice. And I don't have a way to steam rice. I don't know how to steam rice, so I just cooked rice, and I'm pretty sure that that'll work about the same. But I just realized something, that with all of this green in here now, I'm not going to be able to tell what is a pepper. So I might accidentally eat a pepper, and I don't want to eat a pepper because I don't do spice. But anyways, we will see. So I'm going to cook this for another 2 minutes, and then we'll try it, y'all, and see how good it is. So I'm going to turn the timer on, and I'm going to see you guys in just a little bit. Okay, guys, that looks amazing. Here, let me see. Alright, guys, that looks amazing, and it smells better than it looks. So I cooked this for a little bit longer, for the 2 minutes that it said, and then it says to eat it over rice. So I got me a little bit of, I got a little bit too much, but so yeah, I really hope that this is not too spicy, because like I said, I don't like spice, but this is really hot because it just came off the stove. I don't know if you can see the steam coming up or not, but this bowl is spicy, or it's spicy. The bowl is spicy. The bowl is not spicy. The bowl is hot. So I'm gonna try a little bit of the rice. Guys, and there's the spice. Oh, yep, it's spicy. Spicy. It's spicy, Miss Wendy. My husband is absolutely gonna love it, though. I can tell you that right now. No, okay, I will be cooking this again, maybe next time, without the pepper, because that's spicy. I don't know if it's no, it's the pepper. That's spicy. But it's really good. Not that I didn't think it wasn't good, because Miss Wendy's a good cook. It was really good. So we will be having this again for sure. So if you tried it, if you cooked it, if you've had it before, let me know in the comments below, but give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. That's so hard to say. Don't forget to subscribe to Sunday Potluck, and we'll see y'all later. Bye.